Welcome to tonight's Grinstead Town Council Planning Committee. Thank you everyone for attending. Item number 1 is public participation. Item number 2 is apologies for absence.
We have apologies from Councillor Judy, who has a work commitment, and Councillor Ward, who has had a recent bereavement.
Thank you. Item number 3, we received the minutes held on the 24th of October. I propose those, please.
Yes.
Yes, I'll second. Can I have a show of hands to adopt those minutes, please? Thank you. Item number 4 is to receive members' declarations of interest.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I'm a member of the Mid Sussex District Planning Committee, which I don't think there are applications tonight, but just making committee aware. Should any matters come before that committee? In the future, I reserve my right. Thank you.
Further evidence.
Indeed. So,
anybody else? In that case, we'll move on to item number 5, Chairman's announcements. A few different bits in here tonight. Cosy Living have had their public consultation as to the land at Highlands. The Welbeck consultation is Friday the 18th, Sunday the 20th, and Monday the 21st. I would strongly urge all councillors to attend that presentation, as it will have a big impact on our town and will be a hot topic going forward. So please do make the show down and attend. Councillors can attend with the public or an hour before the public doors open at 1. We've had a letter from Barratt David Wilson Homes telling us they've now submitted a planning application for the construction of 61 homes on the land to the south of Crawley Down Road in Felbridge with associated access, parking, landscaping and open space. The application has been validated by Mid Sussex District Council and given the application number DM223214. This site was included in the DPT site allocation SA19, which sought a development of 200 units within the landscape-led design, retaining and enhancing existing trees, wildlife habitats, and delivering new play space for children. They decided to bring forward the application using a phased approach. This planning application covers the east half of the site and includes 61 homes, landscaping and new play area. It includes 19 new affordable homes for local people. The next phase will follow soon. This will probably come before us next month. So I do all to pay very careful attention to that planning application. And it's some of the recent conditions that we have added. Item number 6 tonight is the district plan. The plan is out for consultation. Councillors have been given a link. There is a hard copy in the council offices. It will be on the next agenda item to discuss and feed comments in with the council's response. So please prepare for this. Councillor Whitaker is working very hard on this. So I'm going to give the floor to Councillor Whitaker just to fill us in further on that.
thank you, Chairman. Yes, the District Council District Plan Review. This is the main body of the document here. Obviously all the links, and I think the town clerk's got a hard copy upstairs. This is a physical review. As you can see, it's been pretty heavily funded. I've been involved with this for quite a few months. But this is the plan, effectively, which is the base document. It covers the overview, the background, the evidence, the strategy, and then the site allocations. So it covers the plan. The original district plan covered the period 2014 to 2031. This extends it from 2021 to 2039. So effectively adds 8 years worth of land supply, or approximately 7,000 houses, I would stress, across the district. So it effectively allocates provisionally allocated 24 sites out of a big call for sites earlier on this year of something like 265 sites across the district, and all of those have been worked through by the officers at the district council. The supplementary documents are sustainability appraisal here and also the habitats regulations assessment, but there are also a whole raft of evidence-based documents, effectively detailed consultants reports, amounted to about 2,000 pages on the link on the district council website link, which I would urge people. I would particularly highlight the transport reports clearly because effectively within East Grinstead there's only one site that's been provisionally allocated, which is DPH 8, which is land off West Hoadley Road for approximately 45 units. But also worthy of note for councillors is DPH 13, which is land west of Turners Hill Road for approximately 350. So that's in Crawley Down, to the west of Crawley Down. But also a strategic sized site, DPSC3, which is at Crabbett Park, which I think most councillors are aware, which is Copthorne. So it's just short of the M23 junction with Crawley on the left hand side. No. And it's for approximately 2,300 units. So all of these are provisional site allocations. I would stress that they do have to go through obviously any planning application process. These documents are now out for public consultation for the first time between the 7th of November and the 19th of December. All comments, please feed through to the district council planning officers. All of that, those comments will then be presented back through the district council system, through the planning officers, scrutiny for council at district, will then come out for a second round of public consultation next year, probably spring next year, before going to public examination later on next year. So it's a process that we know well from the site allocation DPD, but all the documents are here, so I'm happy to take questions. But I would also, as I've been closely involved with it from a district council point of view, to lead on any queries or questions that both councillors have and members of the public have between now and in the future. So through you and the clerk, chair, to make that offer. So it's a big document, but it mainly affects the south of the district. There's some big site allocations in the southwest of the district, around Albourne and Sayers Common area. Another quite big site in Burgess Hill. Nothing really in the middle of the district because it's effectively area of outstanding natural beauty. And then obviously we've got the Crabbett Park sites in the north. So a total of around 7,000 houses, but that does cover land allocation until 2038. So a long time in the future. But the district council felt quite rightly, in my opinion, that they needed to keep their 5-year housing land supply up to date to have that sort of forward protection. So that, in a nutshell, that's pretty much where the district council are at. So it's out for public consultation, and we're keen to sort of promote it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that. Report on that. I agree, and we should, although there's only one site in Grinstead, the ones that do border us will have an impact on the traffic going forward, and if there's structures the same, even Crabbett Park, I think will have. So I think it's, although it is a long term off, I think it's good we look at it and bring in those concerns back through.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you. If I could just come back on that. Obviously, hence why I alerted the traffic report. Sistra are the consultants from the district council. They are the retained consultants that did all the work for the site allocation DPD, which, as you mentioned earlier, we've got sites SA 19 and 20. And I do know that the district council with West Sussex County Council are working with Surrey County Council Highways, who are doing extra traffic modelling at the Star Junction in particular, but other junctions as well, and will produce revised traffic assessments to cover not just SA 19 and 20, but also the proposed sites at Crabbett Park Crawley Down, and the smaller one in East Grinstead. So all of that work is ongoing. I expect that to be published early next year.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to mention the website.
Just to say there is a link on our website from the front page, which takes us straight to the online consultation on District Council's site. So that is easy for anybody to get to and then make a personal response if they so do wish.
Okay, so move on to item 7. I'm going to share my screen so that you can hopefully all see that. There are a lot of protected tree applications today, but we normally take those on block to refer to the tree officer if you have any specific comment. So I propose that we do that, and I have a second for that. Are there any specific comments that want to be made at all?
Chairman, I wonder if I may, at your request, just under trees, it's not directly on the agenda, but the land between 2 and 3 Westend, which is on the agenda. About a year ago, the District Council, which that land is owned by the District Council, Mid Sussex District Council, took down quite a large tree that was quite badly diseased, but they have recently replanted a Lebanese cypress tree in its place as part of that condition. So, as I live fairly close to that area, I'm very clear. My neighbours are very pleased that, and I'm sure Councillor Mockford will be very pleased that a replacement tree has been planted.
Delighted, Councillor. We think that.
Okay, we're going to go on to the main part of the meeting. 3 applications that we're going to discuss tonight. First one is DN 22-2715. This is 17 Linden Park Avenue. This is a proposed 2-storey side extension, single-storey side extension and loft conversion to the existing detached family home. Revised application has amended side extension, roof print and roof. Description amended on 17th of the 10th to include proposed increase in height of the roof and 2 dormer windows to rear slope. This is in Ashpax. This is the property here. I've got the laser pointer. Thank you. So I hate when they put very small maps on, but how well you can see it. But this is obviously the grey bits of the extension. This is the existing. Well, yeah. Existing elevation. Sorry, it's not existing, that's proposed elevation, sorry. And this is the existing elevations. We can see here, can you see here these are green outlines on the neighbouring properties?
Yeah.
There are 2 objections from neighbouring properties about the roof height on this and the other being overbearing, which is why that I brought this in. Do we have mash maps?
No. Not here. No.
Would anyone like to lead on this, or would that make sense?
Perhaps you just clarify. So, well, no, I have to fuse the chairman. I'll comment after you.
Could you blow the second one on the left down up so we can see that in? Because that gives us an absolute.
You can see here the difference.
Yeah.
You see, right, I haven't made a proposal yet, so don't get discussing it. So this shows the change in the roof height. So I'm going to propose that we recommend refusal. The original plans that came before the amendment, we didn't discuss. That didn't include the change in the roof height and the new dormers at the back. I think that this is now overbearing. The change in the street scene is too great.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any need to raise the roof height higher than the neighbouring properties. So I would recommend refusal. I have a second for that.
Okay.
Councillor Belton, would you like to?
Well, only that, having been visited the site, there are some large houses down Linton Park Avenue on that left-hand side. My only concern really was for number 19, the back, and how they might be affected, because I know they've already got a window there. I'm less concerned about the impacts on, say, number 13 and 15, because I think they are quite well.
It was one of the ones behind the
based apart, so that would be 19, and I'd probably like a little bit more detail as to exactly what, I'm sure it will have to be frosted windows and things like that to round, but as a concept, so there's also some work going on the right hand side of number 17 already, and I wasn't quite sure how that fits, if that even fits in at all, but quite supportive of mixed of a principal proposal for number 17, because I think it'd be quite possible to do something that fits quite well in with that neighbourhood that wouldn't necessarily need to be objected to. But so I'm sympathetic.
Do you think the roof, but the increase in the roof height, we were happy before the roof height,
Yeah.
do you think the roof height would have a negative effect?
What, as I said, it's not so much as the increase in the roof height. For me, it'd be the overbearingness on number 19. That a lot of that's to do with the windows and
That's a good point.
looking at there. The principal one, I'm sort of that's comfortable with. I'm just not quite sure that what's proposed is prejudicial to number 19. But the reason why I was sort of prevaricating about proposing is I could see that actually the principle that extending number 17 is okay with me.
Which I think is where we sat before.
Yeah. You mentioned, which I was going to pick up on, you jumped in first, was the street scene and in keeping with the houses within that street. Are there any houses within that street having such a huge modification as this one? This is very big indeed. It's not just a small modification, that's huge.
There are some huge houses
Yeah,
on that side of the road.
as big as what's proposed here. Okay.
I think we can sort of see what Councillor Belton was saying, that probably 19 behind would be the most impacted by it. Yes, Councillor.
Just going back to the roof height image, can I just clarify that are they saying that that particular house, that property is lower than the other properties?
So currently,
is that what that's into?
yeah, currently it's lower. They speak up the hill. You see it better. You see it better.
So,
that's right.
Oh yes, no, that's great. Yeah, no, I can see that actually. Thank you.
And then if I go to this one,
but the
if you can see now, you see the change.
Yes. So my question is that are they referring to the fact that the roof height actually is not going to be that much higher than the other houses, or because if it was on a level playing field, if you like, that would be substantially higher, wouldn't it?
Yes. Any other comment on this? We've got a proposal to recommend refusal, but we've also got a kind of comment from Councillor Belton that's a bit more supportive. Do you want to vote for the three? So take the vote to recommend refusal. I suppose if you want to vote in support.
I'm just abstaining.
Okay. The next one is DM 22, 27, 29. Land to the north of Walnut Marshes, Crawley Down Road, Belbridge, Grinstead. The erection of a 4-bed dwelling with associated access, landscaping and parking. So this is the map. You've got the Belbridge Road. This main road going through here. It's one of the little Not marshes at the end here. Quite a big plot. This is what they propose to put on the plot. This is the elevations, layout internally, but more interestingly is the sort of visuals of the makes it a lot easier to see.
It's like a church.
This is the supposed. So this is Imberhorn. So that's the Whitaker. Would you like to?
Yes, another one in Felbridge, really. So that's sort of blitz, isn't it? Really? This looks like something from Grand Design, doesn't it? It's something from the UC.
It's like a convent.
Contemporary design. I personally, yeah, you're quite right, Councillor. It's got a bit sort of religious. But personally, I quite like the contemporary design. I have to say, it's a nice plot. It looks like it's been carefully considered. Can I just check to see if there have been any objections, Chairman?
No objections.
So in this setting, clearly, in terms of the house size, in terms of the plot size, I think it's appropriate. Access seems good. I think it's an unusual design, which I like because we see so many same as designs.
Being the architect again, you do.
I like it. I have to say, I personally like it, and I would then propose approval.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Imberhorn Councillor. Any other comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I just think it's absolutely incredible. It's obviously what the owner would like. It's his style, it's his model, it's his something that he would relish living in. And yeah, I think it's gorgeous. I love it. I support that.
Thank you, Chair. Is this down at the bottom of the down road where there are other larger houses?
Yeah. I was going to echo that. I think driving down the Felbridge area, you see quite a lot. There are quite a lot of contemporary houses, a lot of which have got windows and things like that, and it will fit quite well, I think, in terms of some of the styles there. So I'm supportive as well.
It's quite a large plot as well.
Is
there any provision then for them to buy the future house and then build another property on it, or that we've got to wait for that?
Who knows?
Well, I'll wait for it. I'm pretty positive that probably.
Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Okay, no show of hands and the last one tonight is DM 3211. It's an advertising application for Carlo Lounge, Unit 13 and 14, Queen's Walk, East Grinstead. It is installation of new fascia signage, new projection sign, and new menu board. So this, I'll be honest with you, not discussing, but I can bring it in because I'm really excited that something's going into those shops in Queen's Walk.
Yeah.
So this is obviously in the new Queen's Walk development. This is the new signage. And you can see it takes up 2 of the units. So it's going to really pad that out down there. Councillor Scott, this is for you, please.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you. When I saw the people working in there, I poked my nose in and asked them what they were doing, and I was eagerly excited at long last that we haven't got empty shopping area there that to me was just an eyesore. So at long last, and I don't think that's overbearing, that sign. And I personally can't wait for it to open and have a bit of life in that area. So I'd 101% support it. And I think, personally, that with those 2 being let now, the other 2 will go very, very quickly. And there's a rumour, they said in there to me, that the end one might be a gym. If that's the case, brilliant.
The end one is going to be.
Pardon?
The end one is going to be.
Oh, there you go. Well, then the last unit, I think, will go very quickly as well. The one in the middle. And that, to me, is just no more than good news for the town. So, yeah, I support that 100%.
Brilliant. Can I have a second to that? Can I have a show of hands in support?
Have you got any idea when it might be open?
Well, they're working on it now.
I know, I see that.
Yeah, I was told around Christmas, 6 week fit out program, and they're motoring on.
I think the big problem starts.
It's going to be big because they've got 2 units.
And as you said, Chairman, there is interest in in letting the other.
Yeah.
That's about 25% of that area. It's about 18,000 square feet.
Yeah.
In total of retail shell. But I just wondered, not directly linked to this application, but there has been a problem with the external lights in Queen's Walk, which is owned and run privately by the developer. So I just wondered if as a plea, really, I can't remember if those lights are now working, but no. Certainly last winter there was a problem with them.
I will send an email to Mr. O'Keefe
if they could, because that would.
I think we will see that when the restaurant comes in, I think life will breathe into that area, and we'll start to see a lot.
Yeah, it's good news.
If the lights aren't working there, it's imminent, because Bold Estates took it over themselves, and we did have an email from them about a month ago to say that, that it was literally about to happen. It's not been down there to check.
Yeah, good. Okay, good news.
Thank you very much, committee. The next meeting will not be, as it says on my list here, on the 14th of November.
No, definitely not. 5th of December.
5th of December is when it will be. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will close the meeting now at 7:56.